CPP and OAS increases start now. Your heart skips a beat. Could this be real? After all those years of clocking in, raising families, paying bills, and wondering if the golden years would ever feel truly golden, could this be the moment everything changes? The news hits like a thunderclap, urgent and electrifying, a shockwave rippling through every Canadian retiree's home tonight. This isn't just a rumor whispered in the grocery aisle or a half-heard promise from a politician years ago. No, this is breaking news, and it's happening right now, April 9, 2025, and it's about to put more money in your pocket. You lean in closer, because this isn't just about dollars and cents. This is about hope, security, and maybe, just maybe, a little reward for everything you've given. But here's the kicker: not everyone knows what's coming, and if you blink, you might miss it. So, let's pull back the curtain together right here, right now, and uncover what this means for you. We're talking about a boost to your Canada pension plan, your CPP, and your old age security, your OAS, straight from the government's hands to yours. This isn't a fairy tale, it's real, it's official, and it's starting now. The government's been watching the numbers, tracking inflation, and listening to seniors like you who've been saying, we need more to keep up. And they've answered. Picture this: extra cash landing in your bank account, maybe enough to fix that leaky roof, take that trip you've been dreaming about, or just breathe a little easier when the bills roll in. But before you start counting the dollars, let's dig into the details, because there's a twist waiting around the corner, and I promise you'll want to stick with me to find out what it is. If you're a Canadian senior, there's a good chance you're already on the list. Let's start with the CPP Canada Pension Plan. This is the pension you've been building your whole working life, every paycheck chipping in a little more to that pot of gold waiting for you at the end. To qualify, you need to be at least 60 years old and have made at least one valid contribution to the CPP while you were working. That's it. Doesn't matter if you were a teacher, a truck driver, a nurse, or ran your own little shop. If you paid into CPP, this increase is coming your way. Now, if you're already getting CPP, you don't need to lift a finger, it's automatic. But if you're just hitting that age now, you'll need to apply. Don't worry, I'll tell you how later, so keep your ears open. The suspense here? Not everyone gets the same amount, and that's where the plot thickens. How much you get depends on your story, your years, your contributions. Are you ready to find out what's in store? Now, let's talk OAS, old age security. This one's different, and it's got a special place in the hearts of Canadians because it's not tied to how much you worked. It's about being here, being part of this country. To get OAS, you need to be 65 or older, and you've got to have lived in Canada for at least 10 years after you turned 18. Simple, right? If you're a citizen or a legal resident, you're in the game. Maybe you came here as a young dreamer, built a life from scratch, or maybe you were born here and watched the seasons change decade after decade. Either way, OAS is your reward, and it's getting a boost too. But here's where the tension builds: if your income's too high above a certain line, they might claw some of it back. Don't panic yet, I'll break that down soon, because there's a twist in this tale that could change everything for you. For CPP, the government's rolling out a 2.6% increase in 2025, tied to inflation so your pension keeps pace with the cost of living. If you're getting the maximum CPP, and I'll be honest, most folks don't, but let's dream big for a second, that's $1,433 a month if you started at 65. With this boost, you're looking at an extra $37 a month, pushing you up to about $1,470. Not maxed out. The average new CPP payment in 2025 is around $808 a month before the increase, so you'd see about an extra $21, landing you at $829. That's real money. Maybe it's a few extra groceries, a tank of gas, or a little treat you've been denying yourself. But here's the edge of your seat moment: if you waited till 70 to start your CPP, you're already getting 42% more than the age 65 amount, and this 2.6% stacks on top. Could you be sitting on a gold mine you didn't even know about? Hang on, because OAS is next, and it's got its own surprises. For OAS, the boost is tied to the Consumer Price Index too, and it adjusts every quarter: January, April, July, October, to keep up with prices. As of right now, April 2025, if you're 65 to 74, the maximum OAS payment is $727.67 a month. If you're 75 or older, you get a permanent 10% bump from a few years back, so that's $800.44 a month. The latest update. For the April to June quarter, we're expecting a small uptick, maybe 1% or so, depending on inflation numbers rolling in. That could mean an extra $7 to $8 a month for the younger crowd, pushing you to $735 or so, and about $8 to $9 for the 75-plus folks, hitting around $809. It's not a fortune, but think about it, over a year, that's $100 or more in your pocket, no strings attached. But here's the cliffhanger: what if you're not getting the full amount? What if you've been living abroad, or your income's higher than you thought? The answers are coming, and they might just rewrite your retirement story. This increase isn't just numbers on a page, it's a nod to you, a little thank you from a country that knows what you've given. But the suspense isn't over. The government's been tweaking these programs, and there's more to unpack, updates that could mean even bigger checks down the road. Like the CPP enhancement, extra contributions you or your kids have been making since 2019, building a bigger pension for the future. Or the guaranteed income supplement for low-income seniors, which might stack on top of your OAS. Curious yet? You should be, because what's around the next corner could change how you plan your days, your months, your years. If your income's low, say, under $22,056 a year for a single senior in 2025, you might get the Guaranteed Income Supplement, or GIS. That's another $1,086 a month, max, on top of your OAS, and it's tax-free. Couples, if your combined income is under about $29,000, you could split up to $653 each. That's a lifeline, a game changer, and it's adjusted every quarter too. But here's the twist that keeps you guessing: your income from last year decides this, and if it shifts, so does your GIS. Did you file your taxes? Did you report everything right? The stakes are high, and the details matter. Stick with me, because we're peeling back every layer. The CPP boost kicked in January 2025, that 2.6% I mentioned, and OAS is locked in for quarterly reviews. But whispers are floating around: could there be a bigger OAS hike for everyone, not just the over 75s? The opposition's pushing for it, and polls say Canadians want it. Back in 2022, the Liberals bumped OAS 10% for the 75-plus crowd, but the under 75s are still waiting. Will they cave to the pressure? That's the mystery brewing, and it's got retirees across the country holding their breath. Imagine if that 10% hit your check to another $70 a month, just like that. Too good to be true? Maybe. Too big to ignore? Definitely. Let's keep watching, because the next move could be the biggest yet.